you're doing everything right. Or so you think. You diligently move a portion of your paycheck into your investment account every single month, watching the balance slowly creep upward. You see the green charts, the projected future value, and you feel like you're finally making responsible choices, finally getting ahead in a world that makes it incredibly difficult to do so. You are building your future, one disciplined contribution at a time. But what if all that effort, all that sacrifice and hard work is being systematically and quietly erased by a destructive force you don't even see coming? What if the very act you believe is building your wealth is actually accelerating your financial fragility? Hey, I'm Philip. I've spent years navigating the complex financial world, working with countless individuals, and I've seen a pattern that's impossible to ignore. For the vast majority of people, the real reason they fail to build lasting wealth has absolutely nothing to do with their stock picks, their investment strategy, or their timing of the market. It's a quiet, insidious leak in their financial foundation, a crack that goes unnoticed until the entire structure is on the verge of collapse. It's a problem that hides in plain sight, disguised as progress. Today, we're not just going to talk about this leak. We are going to find its source, expose the damage it's causing, and most importantly, give you the exact blueprint to fix it for good. By the end of this video, you will see your financial life through a completely new lens, and you will understand the one fundamental shift you must make before you can truly begin to build sustainable wealth. This is the conversation that most financial gurus are afraid to have, but it's the one that matters most. To understand this common financial trap, let's take a closer look at Alex, a typical American trying to do everything right. Alex is smart, hardworking, and makes a decent living, earning around $60,000 a year. Just like the advice he's heard everywhere, he has automated his financial life. Like clockwork, on the first of every month, $300 is automatically transferred from his checking account into his investment portfolio. He gets a little notification on his phone, and for a moment, he feels a surge of pride and accomplishment. He's an investor. He's being responsible. It looks and feels exactly like progress. But here's the harsh reality hidden behind that satisfying notification. That feeling is mostly an illusion. It's a dangerous mirage in a financial desert. On paper, if you were to look at his neatly organized budget spreadsheet, his plan works perfectly. His income covers his expenses, with a neat little slice carved out for investing. In the real world, however, Alex's financial life is a tightrope walk over a canyon of anxiety. He's almost always flat broke, counting the days until his next paycheck arrives. A single unexpected event, a sudden car repair, a last-minute flight for a family wedding, or even a larger-than-expected utility bill is enough to induce a quiet internal panic. He's forced to juggle bills, delay payments, or worse, put the expense on a credit card, digging the hole even deeper. This is the core of the illusion. Alex is so intensely focused on watching the small, satisfying drips of water going into his investment bucket that he has completely failed to notice the massive gaping hole in the bottom. He's celebrating the act of adding water while the bucket is draining faster than he can possibly fill it. So, if Alex is diligently saving and investing, where is his money actually going? What is the true source of this massive hidden financial leak? To understand this, we have to look past the budget spreadsheet and dissect the brutal reality of his monthly cash flow. After federal, state, and local taxes are taken out, Alex's $60,000 salary is significantly reduced. That take-home pay, the money he actually has to live on, is immediately and viciously attacked by what I call the big three inescapable expenses: housing, transportation, and debt. First, his rent for a modest apartment in or near the city consumes a staggering portion of his income, creeping close to nearly half of his monthly pay. It's a fixed, non-negotiable cost that anchors his finances down. Second, there's transportation. The used car he relies on to get to work comes with a hefty monthly payment, and that's just the beginning. When you add the ever-increasing cost of gas, mandatory car insurance, and the inevitable budget for routine maintenance and repairs, his car takes another huge slice of his financial pie. Then you add the third and most destructive element: high-interest debt. Like so many others, Alex has lingering student loans, but the real killer is the credit card balance that has been slowly growing over time.
It carries a wild 22% interest rate, a number that should be terrifying but has become normalized. After all these massive, unyielding fixed costs have taken their share, Alex is left with just a few $100s. This small amount is supposed to cover groceries, utilities, his phone bill, internet, and absolutely everything else for the entire month. The system is practically designed for him to feel like he's constantly behind, no matter how hard he tries to get ahead. So here's the part that sounds completely wrong, the part that goes against almost every piece of financial advice you've ever heard. The critical mistake Alex is making isn't that he's buying too many lattes or spending frivolously on entertainment. The single most destructive financial mistake he is making is that he started investing in the first place. I know that sounds completely backward, counterintuitive, and maybe even irresponsible, but it is the absolute truth, and you must understand why. He has fallen into a subtle but devastating trap. By choosing to put his extra $300 each month into the stock market, he's trying to earn a potential, unguaranteed, and volatile 7% average annual return. At the exact same time, he is guaranteed to be losing 22% on his outstanding credit card debt. He's actively and consciously, even if he doesn't realize it, choosing to lose 15% on every single dollar he invests, instead of paying down that toxic debt. Let's be perfectly clear here. This isn't just inefficient, it's a recipe for guaranteed financial failure. It's exactly like trying to sprint up an escalator that is moving down much faster than you can possibly run. You're sweating, you're working hard, you feel the burn in your legs, but when you look up, you realize you are actually further behind than when you started. The psychology behind this is powerful and easy to understand. Investing feels smart, sophisticated, and exciting. Watching your portfolio grow provides a dopamine hit. Paying off debt, on the other hand, feels like a chore. It's boring, slow, and thankless. We dramatically overestimate the exciting potential gains from investing and tragically underestimate the soul-crushing guaranteed drag of high-interest debt. If this silent financial leak is allowed to continue, it doesn't just slow down progress, it inevitably leads to a wealth disaster. Let's fast forward 5 or 10 years into Alex's future. He's been diligently investing, but his high-interest debt has remained, and he still has no significant cash savings. Then, life happens. The economy enters a recession, and the stock market tumbles 30%. Or perhaps more personally, his company has a round of layoffs, and he suddenly loses his job. In either scenario, the outcome is the same. Because he has no emergency fund, no buffer, he will be forced to sell his investments to cover his rent and basic living expenses. He will be selling his assets at the absolute worst possible time, locking in massive losses and wiping out years of hard work and sacrifice in an instant. This single point is the fundamental reason why the average person loses in the market. It's not because they pick bad stocks, it's because their fragile financial lives force them to sell out of sheer necessity, not as part of a sound strategy. The solution to this devastating cycle requires a complete and total mindset shift. Step 1 on the path to building wealth isn't investing. Step 1 is building a financial life that has a buffer, a life that is resilient and can withstand the inevitable shocks that life throws your way. This journey begins with a brutally honest audit of your cash flow to find the big leaks. You must ask the hard questions. Is your rent or mortgage payment suffocating your ability to breathe financially? Is your car payment an anchor dragging you to the bottom? Are high-interest debts actively working against your future every single day? The ultimate goal of this audit is to find your true surplus, the actual, real cash that is left over after all of your foundational needs and obligations are met. If this story is starting to sound a little too familiar and you're beginning to question where your financial focus should truly be, then I need you to do something right now. Does this feeling of running in place, of working harder but never getting ahead, resonate with you? Do you celebrate the small victory of your monthly investment contribution while secretly dreading the arrival of your credit card statement? Have you ever had to dip into your long-term savings, or worse, go into even more debt just to cover an unexpected expense that really shouldn't have been a full-blown crisis? If you're nodding your head, let me know in the comments below. Sharing your story, even a short sentence, isn't just a form of personal reflection, it's a powerful signal to other people that they are not alone in this struggle. The world of personal finance can feel incredibly isolating, filled with shame and the pressure to project an image of success. But it does not have to be that way. By starting this conversation right here, right now, you help the algorithm push this video to someone else who is stuck in the exact same trap, someone who feels that same quiet panic that Alex does every month. Your story could be the catalyst that helps another person see their situation in a new light. Let me know what your biggest aha moment from this video was. Was it the direct math comparing market gains to credit card losses? Was it the concept of the illusion of progress? Your specific insight could be the one that finally clicks for someone else. So please, take a moment, scroll down, and share your thoughts. Let's make this comment section a community where we can be honest about the real, foundational challenges of building wealth. So let's redefine the rulebook. The real first step to becoming a successful, long-term investor has nothing to do with opening a brokerage account. The first step is to build a resilient, unshakable financial life. This process has two non-negotiable pillars. First, you must attack your high-interest debt with everything you have. Every single dollar you put toward paying off a 22% credit card is a guaranteed, tax-free 22% return on your money. Let that sink in. No investment on earth, not stocks, not real estate, can ever promise you that kind of guaranteed return. Think of that debt as an enemy, an anti-investment that is actively working to steal your future wealth every second of every day. You must eliminate it with focused intensity. Second, after the toxic debt is gone, you must build an emergency fund. This isn't just a savings account, it is your financial firewall. It is the moat around your castle. It is the shock absorber that smooths out the bumpy road of life. This fund, which should cover your actual, true living expenses for 3 to 6 months, is what grants you control. It is your power. It's what ensures that a job loss or a medical emergency is just an inconvenience, not a catastrophe that forces you to liquidate your future. Only when the high-interest debt is eradicated and the emergency fund is full can you truly begin to invest. Only then can you operate from a position of strength and power, not weakness and desperation. So stop focusing on the potential 8% return you hope to make in the markets and start focusing on the guaranteed 22% loss you are currently locking in. You have to fix the foundation first. True, lasting wealth isn't built by desperately chasing returns. It's built by systematically and patiently eliminating weakness.